This is Gerald Johan van Wazen, the educational channel, related with the book Sound in Form, also in 2 volumes, The Development of the Word and Application of the Word. The book is about the meaning of letters, of sounds, and it will show you how they will show you directions in words, about your orientation, and these letters are in fact chosen in a way that it almost seems deliberately that they fit to the words they are intended to be used to name certain things. And with this book you have already an introduction how this can also be a method to discover which letter combinations form a certain form, make a certain meaning, make a certain direction. So this video in particular will use a couple of sounds and will guide you a little bit to that you can sense these sounds as well. There are a couple of sounds which are in particular very much has a visual factor. There are some filtering sounds, let's say, of the F, the W, the G and the S, of which most of these letters are in fact also associated with noise. But there are different kinds of noise or waves, or performing themselves onto waves differently, and you can gradually learn to see this. When you see the screen with the white noise, for instance, it can easily be associated with this, which some people would say maybe no, it's sh. No, it's not. It's maybe better as f. This is also a kind of filter sound. So you will try to distinguish something with this sound and in this sound. So in the past I already designed it a little bit like this, and the purpose of this is that some sounds will be closer together and will overlap, and so you will try to figure out that there might be a direction, there might be an image. So you will try to pick the most close confrontations and see that if you can distinguish something. This is what the F sound is doing in your mind. So you're trying to find the direction and a pattern. The direction is the strong sound of F, is the V. V will give it a direction. I had one example in my book which was pretty important. Why? Because it was on the cover as an example, and it was the word photo, like photograph. So I used also therefore a filter. There's a different technique that I use there with as a puzzle, but here I will design it slightly differently. So you have here the filter which I'm going to use on O, faux. So the faux is going to, so the O is different aspects, different angles, different variations, different proportions will be filtered. In this case with the photograph, of course, we will filter the different colors and the gray colors logically, and they will go to photo, and the the T is always a functional element, so you will find the useful element, so you will find the selection of the useful elements that hang together in the filter and that you make up an image, so that you can filter the colors. So you can understand the word photo by this drawing, which is also describing the letters and the meaning of how letters and letter combinations are filtering. Here it is photo as you hear it. In English it is written as photo with PH. PH is much more focusing on the processing filter in a certain area, I'm not going deeper into this, but it is much more saying that there is a processing going on as a deliberate filter then, let's say. So that's why the pH is more useful than just the sound F, which is trying to focus, which hasn't got a focus yet. So a few more examples. So we have the F, the noise, let's say, which tends to go to the V, which has a more clear direction. It will always be a slightly confrontational, so it will look up the areas that are confrontational so that it can find direction. The W as sound is the opposite a little bit. It will try to keep the elements together without making a distinction, so that it has to hang together as a whole process, trying to continue the full process. So the forms of themselves are like the big C, the big air. There's a larger area which isn't going into turmoil this time, but it steady, smoothly, it will continue. Very different with the F as the filter. It will look for the confrontations. The W will keep the process open. That's the main difference. So well, I will show you some waves with these two differences. So here the W here is really continuing the whole process, and somewhere in the middle it becomes a bit too confrontational. Too many waves are coming together. So there is something which is changing there. There's something is forcing its way in. It's finding directions. It's finding a frame. As you can see, it will look up and try to get something more physical out of it. Once you have these different kind of waves and you have the F in it, F will try to find the direction. And once it will find a direction, it can also change its direction. So the wave, which starts with the W, has a continuation, and it will change its direction, V of this change of direction, and the E of extension of it into a new direction, extended. The W here, compared to another noise sound, the S or the Sh, which are all a little bit different. I have here an example of wash. So we have this interference here, but this interference is completely has its own right, has its own direction, and it is a different kind of filter there. It has its own effect and its own direction. You can see with wash, it will find its direction, and with wax it will do even more. It will try to break the into different directions. That's what will happen in wax. The F, on the other hand, it's in the wave. We will always we will find a new direction, but we will also will make a complete new direction in what we have. What helps are the letters themselves. Is wash, wax, wave. So the W, the continuation, the V, the different of direction, the S is finding connections and finding its own direction, and the X is also crisscrossing into the area. It's an association which can help you to remember the differences between these noises and filters. One example extra of the W, the example is WIG. You can see the WIG already here. The W at the end, there's a loose thing. The G, so sound which you didn't have, is the pressing of its border. It's the border pressing there. It's saying like I reached the end. I reached my border. I reach the heavens, as a matter of speaking, of where I can reach. This is the outer reach, is the G in the middle. The I is inside, making a connection. So the G here expressed as well, the W and the G. So in total, you have a couple of sounds which which are resumed here. The H is the breath which opens everything up. The W tries to keep it open. The V will try to find a direction. The F is already a little loose in connection and tries to find it. The G is the end of this space which is opening, and it finds its border. The heavens are reached. And S is the outer effect of whatever it is. This is more or less a little bit help of a few extra letters, how you can imagine them and how you can recognize them in objects. This was an addition to the Sound in Form. You can find the book at Trafford Publications. Thanks for watching. This was Gerald Wavas this time. Thank you for watching this. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like. There's also a website. Thanks. Bye.